former Vikings punter got arrested from he was at a city council meeting and gets arrested, and then he's like on CNN saying all this like crazy Nazi stuff. Did you hear about this? Look at this guy.
I saw the news that came across the group.
Former punter.
Unfortunately, it's clear that this council does not listen, so instead I'm going to take my time to say what MAGA has stood for these past 3 weeks.
Oh, God.
MAGA stands for trying to erase trans people from existence. MAGA stands for resegregation and racism. MAGA stands for censorship and book bans. MAGA stands for firing air traffic controllers while planes are crashing. MAGA stands for firing the people overseeing our nuclear arsenal. MAGA stands for firing military veterans and those serving them at the VA, including canceling research on veteran suicide. MAGA stands for cutting funds to education, including for disabled children. MAGA is profoundly corrupt, unmistakably anti-democracy, and most importantly, MAGA is explicitly a Nazi movement. You may have replaced a swastika with a red hat, but that is what it is. I will now engage in the time-honored American tradition of peaceful civil disobedience. Get the heck! Get out!
Look at this clown.
Oh, wow.
Look at this freaking clown. Dude, like,
all right,
what the hell
Brandon.
are you? Yeah?
No. Come on. Before we talk about this, can you pull up his stats when he played for the NFL?
Yeah, what's this guy's name again? Let's see. Chris Cluey. I mean, the stats on punters are limited, but let's see. Like, I guess you measure his average yards per punt. That's really it.
Yeah. If he's not a top 10 guy, let's skip this.
Dude, he's like a guy. Thing. He's like a guy that nobody's ever even heard of. So he played for 7 years. Probably like the least relevant type of person in the NFL would be doing this.
All right, fuck that guy, Brandon. I would pay attention if he was a winner, but we have so many mid has been from the NFL that have that will talk shit. Like, I don't know. I know it's a big deal.
I mean, it's a big deal because people from the NFL are actually liking Trump now. And then, like, out of all people, you have the punter come out and act like this. So I think it is a big deal. I think it's symbolic of where we're at. That this is the best he could do. This is like, and I have no evidence of this, but I would imagine this guy didn't make a ton of money during his career because he's a punter. And I would imagine that somebody would be willing to pay somebody to do something like this. And it is hilarious if the best they could do is get a punter to do it that nobody's ever heard of.
I think you have an angle there, Brandon.
Let's hear what he's saying to CNN.
Oh, yeah,
Germany went down under Hitler. And I say that as a political science and history major, as someone who has studied history. And the parallels are very, very clear. This administration is trying to erase trans people. This administration is trying to put obedience over duty to the country. This administration is trying to thrust our country into turmoil in order to reap power for themselves.
Okay, so he sounds like an idiot. I mean, the only thing we're trying to erase trans people from is female sports, and from the bathrooms they don't belong in, and from educating the youth. I think everybody could agree on that. But yeah,
and book clubs.
Yes, that too. But you see what I mean, though, because how many
anywhere else they're welcome.
we see Tyreek Hill. We see like all these NFL players doing the Trump dance and everything, like straight up coming out and saying they like Trump. So I don't know. Just my theory. I think that somebody gave this guy some money to do this. Like he's just like a ignorant punter, but it's hilarious to me if the best that these NGOs could do is find some like punter that nobody's ever heard of to go and do this. Like,
I think you're right, Brandon.
Thank you. Because we didn't hear from this guy during the first administration, right? And I bet this guy's not doing too well with money. No. So
if I was on the other side and I lost control of the FBI, but I still had some money left, I will find exactly this guy.
This is the discount USAID guy. They had some scraps left. They pulled some change out of the couch, and they're like, we could get a former punter from the Vikings. So they're like, all right, go ahead.
They didn't have Brady money anymore, Brandon.
No, or Leonardo DiCaprio money. They're like, man, like we can't afford Leo right now. We can't afford Ben Stiller right now. Like Chris Cluey, who's that? Like, well, he was a punter for the Vikings. He he's an activist on campus, and they're like, all right, fine. But
Brandon,
yeah,
just an aside, why is Minnesota so woke?
I don't know. Like, how did it become like the Muslim capital of America? Like,
why, if you have all this burly men shoveling snow and watching football, how did it turn so left, Brandon?
That's a fascinating question, and I've wondered that constantly, and nobody's been able to answer it. So, you look at a map of America. All right, so you got North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, Wisconsin. Like, how does this? Like, where is that? Like, it's not like North Dakota. It's not like South Dakota. It's not like Wyoming. It's not like Montana. It's not like Wisconsin. I mean, Wisconsin's like, I guess, is a little bit of a flip state, but Minnesota's straight up hardcore blue. So yeah, you're right. Where did that come from? You know what? Let's go down the rabbit hole.
Because it's too close to Canada?
I was thinking that. Like, did they come there from Canada? Let's see. Net migration rate of Minnesota. All right, so their net migration rate has gone down a lot. Wow. All right, so a lot of people are leaving there. Let's see what the computer says. Why are so many Muslims in Minnesota? In late 20th and early 21st centuries, civil wars like Bosnia, Herzegovina, Ethiopia, Somalia, and Sudan led to more Muslims arriving in Minnesota as refugees. The Mashhad al-Rahman Bloomington was the first proposed built mosque in Minnesota, opening in 1999. Okay.
But Brandon, that right there is a symptom. It's not a cause.
Right. I'm gonna see. Which do you think it has more Muslims per capita than any other country?
I mean, that would be crazy. But Brandon, they got there because they're super woke.
Muslim population by state. All right, so this is not per capita, but all right, so this is Michigan. Where's Minnesota? Oh, here it is.
On top of Ohio.
Yeah, so it's not that crazy. No, this is Minnesota. So this is not what we need because we need a per capita chart because that's really because of course New York's going to have more of them. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's take a look at this. All right, yeah, this tells a bigger story. All right. So, Illinois, woof. So Muslim estimate 2020, total 1.3%, and then this the percentage by state. So Minnesota's at like what's that, 2 to 2.5%. Illinois, oh my God, look at that! I did not know about that.
Oh, it's number one by far. But Brandon, my question is: there's nothing wrong with Muslims. The wrong thing is like how woke Minnesota is. It was the birthplace of the whole summer of love, Brandon.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's Summer of Love. Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I think that's a rabbit hole. I don't know the history of Minnesota. Does anybody in the chat know?
Me neither. But there's something going on in Minnesota because it makes no sense.
Minnesota is for Somalis. Dearborn, Michigan is Muslim capital of America. That's another one. Why is Dearborn the former home of Ford Motor Company? Powerhouse of American industry, something that we could be proud of. How did that become the, I guess, HQ for Muslims in America? With respect, Muslims are more wise when it comes to scriptures than Roman Catholics. Oh, I mean, yeah, they're definitely more dedicated to their study of religion. If you enjoyed the short clip, click right here to watch the full episode, and remember to subscribe to the channel. God bless.